case here with this Nouns roster. Like you said, I hope that this is his chance here because I absolutely loved watching his peaks, but it is always a question mark around that sort of system.
Yeah, we'll see if it comes into fruition. They did make a decent impact just most recently at the PGL Bucharest closed qualifier. They at least took a map off of Wildcard, but outside of that, it was the rest of the series was a blowout. And Classia isn't like completely free to run around on this team. I think that's more left to some of the more aggressive elements of this team. As we are now live into game. Taking away Mirage, first BO1 of the night. Classia discussion while he eats a P250 shot to the head. Former teammates going at it. Hext eventually gets cleaned up though with A-site stack off the pistol. And Cryptic collecting a kill in middle makes this round awkward.
Yeah, and you know what helps out even more is this flank from Rush. Takes him a little bit to line up that kill, but he finds it eventually. And it has kind of fizzled out from this point forward. The aggression from Rush comes through apartments at the very beginning of the round, and he pulls through that flank so effectively as Cryptic offers up more support. It is just going to be one man standing in Nitro with the bomb in hand, but that doesn't seem like much of a possibility here, unless he can cross into the site. Good luck trying to get a plant out. Peeping has coverage, but falling back here, could get caught in transition. That could open up the door here for Nitro.
Passive stance here, too. Peeping. Taking some deep angles, but Nitro tucked away in sandwich at the moment. Here comes the swing. And there's the kill. Nitro, that's a frag that will let him get a bomb plant here. Successfully crosses out to default. This is a great situation. Now the chances he wins this is very slim, as Junior does arrive, but a bomb plant out of a 1v4.
It takes the, the risky decision to just punch in the digits and bank on no one being CT. He was absolutely right. So managing to make the most out of a pretty rough spot in a 1v4 is exactly what you hope for. Bomb plant. You don't find any extra kills afterwards, but you at least afford your team a better force by coming up next, or if need be, a better third round purchase here if that's the direction that they want to head into. Nitro does bring a interesting point of conversation here. It's that he obviously had some maybe struggles in tier 1 in the past, but he definitely has been just performing incredibly well in the ECL level of competition, right? That's just going to be where he thrives, and he's been able to put that on display very consistently with this roster here. Can be a big piece of the firepower. Great on the mid-round calls. He's developed NRG into a roster that's not complacent, as well as, I mean, entirely NRG and the roster moves that they've been making recently.
Oh, hi there.
I think Junior took W towards that grenade. He tried to catch it and throw it back right there. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
Oh, what?
But Cryptic slides up catwalk there. OC didn't maybe get the right communication about the retreat there. Maybe thought it was a different setup. Either way, surprise, surprise, Cryptic starting off big time. Rush dancing with the fire in the flames. Comes out away from that fight with just 7 HP. Cryptic with only a measly 2, but the bomb and the palm of Nouns' hands here at this point means that this one not going to really offer up too much to Hex.
That round was so close to going totally wrong for Nouns. You have 2 players on, well, sub 10 HP. Could have been it, but oh, firing off. Yeah, Hex, good luck, buddy. He gets across the first. Okay, $600. How much more money can he make? Oh, very close on the Classia from that range with the MAC-10. But will not be enough. Duo start here for Nouns on Mirage, but a little awkward.
Yeah, a little awkward. A little bit scary there, but you love a good Cryptic multi-kill. You love a good Cryptic 3K. That's always good to see coming through here. In his camp there, Nouns able to lock it down pretty comfortably because of it. And again, you know, it looked like there's a misidentification of the setup right there. When OC goes for that trade, it makes it very easy to mop it up. I have been watching. I've been on OC Watch recently, keeping a close eye on what he's been able to do. He's been performing, man. I've been looking at OC, you know, play a lot better, more consistently here. He's been a big piece of the puzzle for this NRG team, and I want to see that keep up. Meanwhile, the smoke spam here for a bomb plant. Cool lineup of smokes right there. A Nitro drive-by with the P250 and a chance at the post. Some team damage coming through, but it's Nitro again left alone in the clutch here. His position known, but a smoke for the bomb could make things a little bit more challenging for him. Gonna stick it. Have to trust in his teammates to provide coverage, which they will. And no further kills, no further damage from Nitro. But again, a good setup for the bomb plant.
Yeah, they're still putting some pressure on. At least 2 kills off of the eco. Yeah, you know, historically, OC has played better underneath Nitro's leadership. 2022 OC was something to talk about, was a true presence on this team.
And he just, I think the most important factor here, and I think he's always had freedom, but I think, you know, his aggression that I've been seeing here is just so brazen and so wild. Maybe a little bit, it's been missing. And when you're playing up against this NA competition, I think you can really get away with getting in the face of your opposition if you're OC, and you just needed that confidence. I think that, crucially, this team is instilling that confidence in him to make these aggressive moves. I mean, he'll do it 12 rounds in a CT half of, like, pushing, trying to take duels, trying to fight on his own terms. So it's a very positive sign here. Meanwhile, NRG still yet to get on the board here, and that's because of the defensive measures. Nouns holding up quite strong here up against the anti-eco last round. Now have to do it up against the rifles once again.
And putting on the mid-split utility right now. George swings into the op, though. That means they could potentially overwhelm out of the apartments here. Junior could be in trouble. Where's the flashbang? There it is, and a perfect entry there from Bro. Cryptic gets traded out on the site. We've got a 3v3, make it 2 as Hex swings the door and hands one over.
So good at pulling those kills back right now, but it's still a bit of a panic. Now still have to fight their way through this retake here. And Bro and OC looking to come up clutch in the late round here. Have to move, have to shuffle just a little bit in the back of the site. Peeping again, rips another kill through. Flying up catwalk as a duo. Cryptic and Classia gonna take charge, and the defuse gonna come through accordingly. So effective from peeping right there, man. I gotta say again, you know, another one of the positive spins of last year here has been his development.
A breakthrough player in 2024. Honestly, I could see him working his way up the ladder here in North America. He is absolutely destroying here in North American competition. He is the one who's powering this Nouns team to a lot of their impactful victories so far. I was ranting to you in the green room before this game started, but you know, complexity at the moment might be looking for players. And talk about Fruit Cup, peeping's definitely up there in the conversation of future end accounts.
Absolutely, no question about it. This guy is an he's just so good, and he's had to play so many different roles over last year. It's just like what role cells will not know what to do with him. But Hex, he's flying out into the A site right now, putting some pressure on this bomb site. George was able to scale up connector this time, gets past the scopes and mid-control. And Cryptic going all in on the dive out middle right now. It's fast on the retake attempt as the bomb finally gets planted. These post plants are still a little bit dicey right now for this T side.
Yeah, they kind of claustrophobic towards the back of the site. They haven't really crossed a triple at all.
Oh, that'll help.
Well, yeah, that's pretty darn nice. Junior getting spammed directly through a smoke, and it's time to pack your bags and save. NRG gonna finally pick up their first round. They've gotten onto the site literally every round with these bomb plants, and eventually the pressure will get to this down team. First round on the board for an NRG.
Yeah, I think the last little piece of the puzzle there was how to get George involved on his mid lurks. I think once you figure that out, I think you're gonna be a-okay with, you know, getting onto these bomb sites. That's check one. But you have to be able to have impact from the lurking positions, and you know George is going to be able to eventually rise to the occasion. Have some impact there, thread in some quick kills. And he puts it on fine display there in that last round, what he can do when he's a piece of the execute. So nice bounce back round here for NRG, getting on the board. Being able to step up a little bit here. Back to it once again. Able to succeed last round, getting past the crosshairs. No scope to worry about for George last round on the junior side of things. Does have it again this round though, so gonna look to keep that pressure up. Opposition towards mid though, it's a heavy A setup right now. And this seems very prepped for by NRG. They look like they understand and know this setup with the way that Hex is playing, the OC backup coming through. Both teams staring at each other through the wall. Former teammates might have a little bit of former connection there, saying a grill is just a grill, no matter where you are.
Eventually with connector control, like who's gonna break the setup, right? When is this move gonna happen? Oh, Jiggle Pete got the better of Junior. They know this setup. They know exactly where to look. Hex zones on in, and George walks through. No chance to communicate. Instant double kill. Seamless entry into A.
This is where I get really excited about NRG because I've seen this so much from them. It's an understanding of the opposition in the setups here. They are doing so much work, and it goes into the trend of this team's like just hard-working mentality is that I think they're doing so much prep on the different setups right there. Because look at how effective they understand what is around the corner all the way through that round. They know exactly where the positions are of the CTs. And it just feels to me off of like one tendency, maybe a lack of mid presence coming through initially, that they identify the setup towards A and they just punish it.
Yeah, and George consistently is able to get into connector control. Because he knows the setup for Nouns is an A main hold, he knows he can take a nice isolated fight versus the top connector player. He's just going to go ahead and lurk the smoke. He'll take that little risk of just walking through the smoke because he knows his connector player, his opponent, is overwhelmed with also dealing with window. He has the better odds of walking through that smoke. And just a lovely play from NRG.
Just a real beauty right there. Excellent calling from start to finish there and identifying the setup, and again having George lurk up through there, being able to find consistent success in these last couple of rounds to put NRG over the finish line in some of these post plants, or just start them off so well that they don't even need to talk about the idea of letting those rounds slip. Into a couple of AKs saved. You still got to take this one a little bit carefully. Got OC with the AWP though, back at it once again. A lot of noise on the map here, but it's back to this mid poking and prodding right now for this T side at the moment. I've got to try and draw out some attention here. This rifle presence from Cryptic, though.
I think there's a molly. There's a molly with his name on it right now, I think, here from Hags. Yep, here you go. Cryptic, good luck. Stands, fights, gets headshotted. Done. Flashbang into ladder. The pinch is coming through. There are 3 players here. And there even is an AK. Possibility of lots of damage. Rush gets 2. Is there anything extra here? He's still the last man standing here on the site. Back site with the AK. Now the last man here for Nouns. And he'll die fighting.
I just starved out of resources right there on the site proper. Nothing you can do from that point forward. Too much pressure coming through from all different directions, and your support system slowly getting plucked to pieces. That was systematic right there from NRG once again. And the way that they target that bomb site, you know, perfect molly on the money. And then to back it up, you know, throwing the molly can be the easy part, but landing the kill as he wide swings into you, that could be a bit tricky right there, but again, Hex just so sharp there. Able to make it look comfortable.
That's an interesting smoke here for NRG, dropping it middle of triple. Wall smokes. All right, we have a different take on an A-side execute coming through from NRG, getting in that open plant, and nothing will deny it. They do lose OC in the process, but the plant has been secured, and these kills from Hex, even better. Absolutely slicing through the defense. The smoke spam, 2 more kills come through, and NRG waltz through that new take on an A take.
That's beautiful. I mean, I saw that a little bit from them versus, you know, funnily enough, Fallen and Furia. They were throwing this kind of difference in the A execute smokes that I absolutely loved. And I thought it was fitting that they did it up against Fallen, who was, you know, developing that way back in the day when they were first kind of exploding onto the scene on Mirage. And then, you know, about 10 years later, it comes down to playing up against Nitro still, of course, and he's still being able to innovate. This time on the other end of the server, though, it's not Fallen developing the smoke, it's NRG and how they're bringing those smokes back into popularity.
Really nice. See, a lot of teams these days don't want to smoke CT. You're like wondering, why would you not want to smoke off the Opper? Well, the thing is that if you just plant the bomb and you don't have access to CT spawn, your post plant is terrible. You need to have that spot open to actually take that map control. You can't smoke yourself off. That is the solution to it. Block off certain angles on the site, and then when your smokes fade, you take that CT spawn control.
Yeah, I mean, off of one good flashbang as well, so they're able to thread in multiple executions. Don't want to give Junior a lot of chances, and they don't, but Cryptic only takes 1 chance with his Deagle, and it's a quick connection. So nice damage done early on here. Anything extra peeping will be denied as Nitro so aware of the slide through smoke, and Hex following up off the back of it. So nice 1-2 punch onto the bomb site to go. OC to claim the finishing blow. And NRG start off a little bit slow, but we could see in the very beginning stages that they had room to work with. They just needed to land those, you know, exit kills, those post plant wins, and now that they finally have that, it's quickly becoming NRG favored.
Not back in hand for Junior. And they missed the smoke. George flubbed the lineup in T-spawn. I think they generally know that this B hit is possible. They don't have a lot of mid control, so here we go. Hex flying out, but eats the off shot of Junior. He gets a second, not smoked off. I think that's what George's smoke was meant to do. And that one missed smoke is going to cost NRG this round.
Now the details right there, those being missed out on, not going to be able to gain any access into the site right there. Complete denied. From the AWP initially there from Junior. That's a really good sign there to be able to capitalize and build up some confidence, but it does come at a very obvious missed bit of utility right there. We'll have to go back to the lineup sheets for that one.
Yeah, that one's like a... If you're a Daps, you just have a sharp intake of air. And he's like, well, oh boy. 3 players mid right now for Nouns. Wonder how much Nitro saw and if that's going to speed up the execute. Oh, but a second kill. As Cryptic picks George. Right now is the play. Classia back of the site does deliver a kill on a bro. Big one to have. He does continue facing, and maybe for good reason. Hexed in a 1 versus 4. Will not be happening. Junior puts that one to rest, and just a big clean sweep of a round from Nouns.
And maybe, I mean, a little bit more costly here, so they are able to build up a bit of foundation off the back of that round. Again, Junior still being able to sharpen up with this AWP presence consistently as well. A very positive spin on things. Let's see one last round here for this T side of NRG. See what they can't walk away with. Anything extra here. Back to this George mid lurk here. Back to a lot of pressure being poked out through A. George being successful in this department kind of turned the tides here for NRG. Burning in the volley, though.
He just walked into Palace players. He was flubbing the smoke. He was thinking of whether to extinguish it, and oh, it's gone horribly wrong. A double kill from Classia might salvage this round, though. That's the kind of impact you ask out of this player, but George kept going. Nitro, though, finds a kill. It is a messy round. Let's not get this wrong. Plant in the open for bro. And Rush is not going to jump on top of Ticket. We got a 2v2.
Chance here to make things work. Nitro just hiding completely. So is bro, both covered by boxes at the moment. Here's that utility to start the retake. Hoping that bro shifts, but he doesn't budge. No molly affecting him right now. And Flashbang to lead it off. Rush back to the rifles. And bro just needs to connect a single shot here onto Rush. He's completely avoided him. He's got backs turned. Easy connection right there on the first. He's throwing fake flashes right there to try and close it out. Mission accomplished for NRG. They'll cap it off here. All knotted up at the half.
Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad, I don't wanna be tired. Feels like it's my time. I don't need your light. Don't you waste your time.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back
And NRG started off 4-0 down, but quickly stabilized this game. A missed piece of utility here and there may have been, you know, a little problem down the stretch, but NRG really stepping up in these 2v2 situations. Hexed as well. Man, his entries were fierce. And now, well, he's on the B site with OC here.
Oh, quickly tagged down right now. It's a bit of a bait and switch, though, trying to set up OC for success, in which he does knock down the first. But is traded just 1-for-1, and his teammate down so very low, leaves his B site so very vulnerable. The chase down comes through, but the backup is in time. So much support as I think it's weakened. He turned the corner up against 3. Junior still keeping this round alive. They're gonna get a plant off the back of it as well here. They're gonna be a little bit delayed on the retake as they try and group up together here. Gonna have to hit that cat jump. Successfully mounted.
He missed it, actually.
Support. Oh no, bro. That's a tough one. It's a tough
couple seconds
there.
off.
Yeah, that's gonna provide some valuable time right there for him to chew off the clock, and Junior's still hiding. Not showing his face just yet, but that makes things very difficult. Not instantly offering up any kills. He finds the first. He's dancing so effectively behind the site, and he knocks bro out right there. Make sure that he hits the floor one other time there after missing that mid jump.
All right. And now the game gets weird. What do you do here for NRG? Do you force? Answer, looking like flat no. Man, I mean, Junior, that's a 1v4 right there, by the way. To add.
It's a big time clutch right there for a player that, again, you would love to have heat up, have a lot of impact. Be able to fire up here in the second half, bring in that consistency. Able to bring it on the pistols. He's so good on those pistol rounds.
This is a great anti-eco setup. Or rather, I meant full eco setup. Kind of feigning like an A stack or some site stack. It almost worked.
Yeah,
but eventually
collapsing it on mid. There's strength in numbers with pistols, which is the only way that you get any wins, and sometimes you get a lot of damage, even if it's not a victory.
We had the double setup in the ladder room, and the typical counter to like an A-side stack is just going to be the cat split. If you see nothing mid, and the double boost up in ladder would be the nice counter to it, theoretically. But alas, not meant to be.
The idea of the vision here, but they'll set themselves up for a quick gun round. That's what their goal was. Trying to do damage in the last here. Nitro.
They're not going to expect
this way into sandwich, and it's very early on for this positioning. He didn't throw any flashes, any smoke, so it might be unidentified here from Nouns. As they get explosive on A, see if Nitro catches him by surprise. Takes him a little while for that first kill, though. Lots of damage done initially, and more impact out of OC. They're finishing off those kills, but site looking to be claimed right now by the CTs. Trying to get in on this side of things here. No flanking presence, but George jumping up on the ticket booth looking for quick punches. Instead gets his head knocked off by peeping, elevating on the angle. They're waiting for this con lurk right now. Rush could try and save them here.
And readjust, but doesn't quite hit the body shot, only the dink. However, a smoke allows Hex to advance to triple. This will be very powerful. Oh, but OC doesn't get anything, and Calasia knocks off 2 heads. Nouns up 9-6 now.
Oh, that's beautiful right there. What an end. That's exactly what you like out of Calasia. Coming through with 2 quick headshots. Closing out the round. That's definitely what he's capable of. Obviously, I want to see a lot more of that with him on Nouns, but being able to bring that here in ECL, showing it up against NRG of all teams here, fresh off the back of some EU experience. Very good shutdown. Now we have to play up against another eco here.
Bro wanted that. Headshot today. See, he's used to playing on land, not online. That's my excuse.
Where that insta headshot comes through. The Deegan feels a little crispier. Feels like it gets a little bit of a buff there. No connection just yet here. Instead, utility. I mean, you can see it already being lined up right now. Especially when, you know, one flash sailing over connector is going to catch George here. That utility does come through. It's a little bit delayed, but they overwhelm George with the MAC-10s. Re-aggression in from OC does find some coverage towards A-main, but that's the only coverage that they do have. Quickly chased down here. Nouns, do not hesitate on that A play.
Yeah, beeping on this. Oh, you've seen the top of the head. No, okay, that's a good shot there out of Bro. Question, is there a kit on the ground for him to pick up? Or does he have to hit both? Headshots won't even have the chance. And that is 10-6. Very dominant game brewing up for Nouns off the back of the pistol round. This is it. NRG have to plant the flag here.
So they get tested. Back with the OCA to BP here. Set up at the struggles right now on this map. Not a lot of big chances here to fight just yet on the defensive measure. Now that he has this op here, it doesn't seem like he'll be super active in the map at the moment. Again, a bit of kind of free mid control established here. The resistance is pretty passive in towards catwalk and top connector, so not going to see a lot of poking and prodding just yet in that department. It's just like, I wonder if that ever works for Hex. I feel like you have to have a molly and then you try and follow up with the spam, but that's a beautiful HE. That's a great bit of damage on the Cryptic, putting him down low early on in this round.
Oh, Cryptic has just jumped on up. You have to wonder if that's been heard or not. Surely Bro is communicating that. Oh, is George gonna spam this? Yeah, Bro will. He'll do it for you. Easy kill.
Big pickup right there. Shuts down initial prong of approach right there with Cryptic drawing out so much attention, and there's more catwalk presence right now. You see OC falling back into a more passive position. It leaves his catwalk player vulnerable. OC missing out on that initial connection at least offers up a chance in the post right now. Peeping very low. And utility tossed in. Smoke goes in towards market. Really well placed right there from Peeping in the back of Van. Stuck and isolated right now. Allows Classy to shift his positioning and take more of the weight on his shoulders.
Nitro does
How
have
much does he want to hold up?
Oh, he has a molly at the moment. George just goes for the straight up fight. And it's Peeping on 12. Oh. He got a second, but not ready for Nitro up in apps. Very close on the clutch. Nouns cannot afford, rather, NRG can't afford another Nouns clutch. Nearly a Peeping 1v3. But NRG will convert.
Nearly a Peeping 1v3 with 11 health as well. Almost making the impossible look likely. It comes down to a very dicey clutch right there. I mean, its access opened up off the back of just kind of a crucial this AWP shot right there from OC. Puts the pressure on him and doesn't cost him the round, but it almost did. Very well could have. Now looking to maybe speed things up, give Junior a little stool to step on. OC might meet head on. Stairs position doesn't quite catch a visual. Walking into the angle right there. Peeping bites the bullet. Now this con presence coming through there. I believe the HE blew open the smoke from catwalk, so Comfort looking on the defense right now, and Nitro has no one looking his way. So easy pickings on to rush right there, and this one seems like a bit of a non-starter for Nouns with the bomb outside on the A site without it planted and out of the control of the T's.
I think that's going to call in a save. I think some miscommunication there from Nouns. You had Peeping taking the stairs swing, but just not prepared for someone to actually be holding that angle. So wide as well from OC. A lot of players swing it, pre-firing the close angle for it, and OC takes a step even further forward. You just don't expect someone holding like that because, you know, Palace is a position, usually. And that's the vulnerabilities when Palace is smoked out like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm just seeing a lot of teams prioritize a lot of the utility. I mean, kind of similar to what they would do on Inferno, kind of shuffling it off to recycle smokes towards Palace so that you can kind of get deep information, especially if your op is kind of leading that charge. And that's the sort of setup I like to see out of OC and NRG on these CT sides. I like to see him prioritized with some opportunities like that. And a map where sometimes when there's so many different options, it's tough to pick like an easy route to open up rounds. Kind of makes it pretty simple, straightforward. And timeout called from Nouns right there. I knew that one went very, very wrong, and that's a stepping stone for NRG back into this map. Try and close the distance a little bit.
And honestly, it hasn't necessarily need to be huge individual plays here from NRG. You see a kind of flat kill total across the board. A lot of their rounds have been close. Right now, NRG have kind of been diffed in the firepower department, courtesy of players like Peeping and, well, Junior. But he has finally been bested. I thought Junior would have that, but I think the nade smoke obscuring.
Yeah, no, see, it's back-to-back opening duels right now for him. And that's the emphasis that's being placed here. A lot more of NRG, a lot more faith here. Spro gets one shot, one opportunity to take a duel onto that player on top of the bench. Shot connecting means you got to shift things up a little bit. Don't overcommit to that duel here. Keep some space, and OC hasn't fallen off.
Oh,
he's just
boy.
repositioned. Ready to go on the window. Flashbang actually forces him off. He tossed in from Clasia, but he just leaves. He evacuates. Seed some space. They know the play is coming towards his B side here. Ooh. Jumping past the scope initially. OC with a couple of tough misses means they can get into this bomb site. But he has coverage on the jumping up Peeping. And Cryptic left stuck in apartments. Like he's in mud right there. Will be put into the dirt in the end there. Nitro gonna shut him down. And NRG bouncing back.
Yeah, just by virtue of the amount of space, OC just had so much room to maneuver around the site that even 2 missed shots doesn't matter. Because he has time to line up a third of the player jumping up top of Van. I think a CT molly lands inside a Van, and so Nouns can't really reconvene. They can't really time their swings well. They kind of just have to go, go, go. And rotates arrive very quickly.
And there's just so much faith placed in Georgia for good reason. He just connects on some shots. We got a B execute though lining up. We'll see if they can get any room on into this round. So already you can see Rush taken down. Bro covering off all avenues of this cat take, but surprised by another player on the catwalk. Shutting it down from distance though will be incredibly effective.
Ew.
Sharp shooting with the A4.
Some disgusting shots from Hex. He might be 16 and 15, but all these kills are locked in headshots. I'll take it.
I'm sure Hex will as well. Having a lot of impact right there. As you said, very quick on the kills. Keeping Nouns shaking here, and it's actually an NRG timeout that calls through here, interestingly enough. looking for kind of establishing the importance of this round. There's a lot's on the line here and making sure that this is done comfortable and easy. Now it's all tied up here. No other buys coming up with the set of Nouns here. They're looking for the adjustment. They've tried a couple of quicker plays here. See how they operate when they have to kind of slow things down. This T side. Most importantly, I mean, as it's another gun round here, trying to avoid any sort of early openings from OC that have come through in the last couple of gun rounds, right?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of were positioned well, especially in the previous. Junior just got beat in a straight up head-to-head, though. Where is OC? Top of connector at the moment. NRG are so poised to fight for mid right now. All 5 players are grouped up ready for a mid collapse if they call for it.
Especially with bomb kind of positioned here, that could be a huge problem long term if it is called for at the right timing. So it goes down for bottom connector here. They're still gunning for it. It almost has to be this mid-troll play. Utility finally tossed in. Flash is looking good, but Cryptic has coverage initially. Rush finding follow-up success, but the bomb again is dropped here. That's the big kicker, and Hex offers up the eventual kill on the Cryptic. Now it's recovery mode for Peeping and Classia.
We saw it from the very beginning of the round. They wanted to 5-man mid collapse. Both players here coming in through the A site. But it's not optimal having to run through bottom connector and then get your way back up the top mid. It is a journey to get the bomb that I don't even think they have time for here, Cole. Hex is going to lob some utility and leave. 15 seconds to try and get that bomb planted. They are going to sprint up connector. They're going to give it a go. And OC is posted with the op. That was never going to happen. 5 seconds, 4, and this round's done.
Toast. Completed, and not even securing the runaway. Peeping gets taken down after time as well. $0 to his name. So nightmare scenario does come true here for Nouns in the worst possible fashion right there. Absolutely devastating denial. And that's what that timeout I'd have to imagine is called out for right there. Every detail of that mid execute from the CT side nailed down to a T. And having the luxury of dropping bomb as well as a little cherry on top. Their gift for all their hard work is so promising. It's going to lead to a force spike because you kind of have to at this point with Peeping on no money.
Early mid control, and this is exactly the perfect play for NRG. Rush is completely overwhelmed. He'll be taken down. They're going to react at the A site. Nitro going to stay tough. He's just looking for that one, and he does get it. He's in some trouble. The Glock of Peeping closes in. Oh, and he just gets eviscerated by his teammate. And Nitro, he's swinging. He's fragging. Last player, Junior, and he gets one-tapped. Nitro fragging IGL moment.
Oh, man. What a beautiful round right there from Nitro. So good at using his brain. He makes his enemy team take down his own teammates right there. Do the hard work for him. And then finishes it off strong. 12 locked in right now for NRG. This defense coming through off the back of maybe a shaky start here to open things up, but they figure it out very quickly. And from that point forward, they do not look back. One more to try and close it off. And it feels like they can just pull from a long line of different ideas and different players to try and figure out how to close this round out. This time it has to be Hex. Gotta be a B-side execute. That's where they're gunning for, and they might be pretty jumpy on this play.
Yeah, underhand smoke, but it's Bro. First contact, he takes out the bomb. That flies into the site, and they're stuck behind a molly. Worst case scenario here for Nouns. And you also have Hex here on the site. Bro dragging up a storm. Second kill is his, and then Hex follows up. And this is looking like the map. George is just the ace in the hole here. He'll lock it up with a double, and it's 13-10 NRG.
Yeah, just so much quick motion right there. So much quick movement. Bro offering up consistent success as the first contact on so many of those B-side defenses when you think it's going to be Hex. jump spotting around, it's usually bro that's able to